Hello everyone! Today I'm here to talk about spring reads. So I really love to do these seasonal videos every single year. This is probably my third year in a row where I have done seasonal reads for each individual season. So as always, all the books I talk about in this video, I try to keep them new relatively that I've read in the past year or so. So they're kind of newer books, at least books that I've read recently or kind of new to me. They're all kind of YA contemporary. I also have a few adult books in here as well. And lastly, all of these YA contemporary books take place still during the school year. I like to do my summer reads video, and those are all like take place during the summer vacation. So these are still taking place during school. I know, I'm getting really super technical. What else is new? Let's get into my spring recommendations because there's a lot. Book I want to recommend is Shuffle Repeat by Klein. One of my favorite YA contemporaries by far. This is about our two main characters, June and Oliver, who pretty much carpool to school together every single day, and they create playlists, and of course they develop a friendship and morphs into something more. I really enjoyed this one. It is a perfect light spring read in my opinion. So I would highly recommend it. Again, super cute, super adorable, as all of these books I'm going to talk about today are. The next book I want to talk about is Foolish Hearts by Emma Mills. This is a book that follows our main character Claudia, who accidentally gets involved in her school's production of Midsummer Night's Dream, and she meets new friends and possibly a new love interest. I will say I didn't love this one as much as everyone else does. Everyone else raves about this book. I enjoyed it, but I didn't love it. But I think it is a perfect spring read because it's all about kind of school year and finding yourself, and it's kind of light and fluffy with a little bit of depth, which is just what I like. So it's a very short one as well, so it's quick to fly through in case you're, you know, outside, you want to read a book really quickly. This is a perfect book for that. Next up is Meet Cute by a myriad of authors. This is edited by Jennifer Almentrell, and this is, I think, 15 stories, 12 to 15, about meet cutes. And I really love this book. I have a video review for just this book in general, talking about each individual story. I found this to be a really cute and adorable read, and I think it's perfect for spring in that regard. Each story had its own meet cute. Some were definitely more meet cute-y than the other ones. But again, if you're looking for a quick, fun read, especially because this has short stories within it, so you could read, I'll read 2 stories today and I'll read 5 tomorrow. So you could just really take your time with this book, honestly. And it's definitely one of my favorite YA anthologies to date. I think it's just an adorable one at that. Next up is a very recent read for me, and that is Simon vs. the Homo sapiens agenda by Becky. Good Lord, I love this book, but that title and author is a mouthful to say. Like, I might say it, I'm like, so fast. Either way, like I said, I just read this book because the movie just came out. This is such a gem of a YA contemporary book. We follow our main character Simon, who is a closeted gay teen, and he converses with this guy named Blue on email, who also goes to school, and they kind of have a secret relationship, and basically their secret relationship gets threatened one day, and so Simon has to deal with that. Again, adorable. Recommend the book, recommend the movie, one of the best book to movie adaptations I've ever seen. It just, the movie encompasses all things about the book, just how adorable and amazing it is. So would definitely recommend this for spring, especially because the movie just came out. So what better time is there to read it other than now, you may ask? Now is the time. So it wouldn't be a spring or summer read video for me without mentioning Sarah Dessen. You guys know I love my Sarah Dessen. She just writes those light, fluffy contemporary books that I enjoy. For this one, I want to recommend Say Anything. This is one that I don't think a lot of people have read, even though it's kind of one of her more recent ones, but I just loved every second of this book. This book, we follow our main character, Sydney, whose family is going through a lot of problems. Her brother just got sent to jail, and her family still covets their brother in their eyes. I think he's amazing. So Sydney transfers to a different school, and she meets this new girl, and she becomes friends with her, and basically her new friend's family owns this pizzeria, which, hello, is amazing. And she kind of falls in love with her brother, and it's just amazing. I love Sarah Dessen books probably for the side characters. The side characters always kind of steal the show for me. I also really love the message of this book. It's just kind of, you know, being truthful to your family and just trying to embrace that. And I just love the majority of Sarah Dessen books. Dessen is just kind of quintessential one of the spring summer authors. In my opinion, she just writes those light, fluffy books, like I said. And Say Anything is definitely one of my favorites by her. Go on a little bit of a sad sad route because why not? I want to talk about You'll Miss Me When I'm Gone by Rachel's Lynn Soloman. I love this book. Another recent read for me. I cannot get enough of it. I say it's much more serious because this involves Huntington's disease, and we have our two main characters, Adina and Tora, and they are both, their mother has been diagnosed with Huntington's disease, and basically this book follows them on their 18th birthday. They go get a blood test to see. They go get a blood test, and one of them has the gene for Huntington's disease, which means they will get it, and one of them doesn't. So it's kind of goes on the relationship from there. This is a very messy book about relationships and the sisterhood and family. I really, really love this book. It talks about sad things. Obviously, Huntington's disease also deals a lot with the Jewish culture and religion, which I enjoy. And again, these twins, just because they're twins, does not make them close. They really are not good in this book. They don't like each other. They're really trying to find their way back to loving one another, and I love this book. No one talks about this book a lot. It should be talked about because it was freaking amazing. Like, I'm surprised of how much I love this book. So I don't know if I would say, I mean, it's got like a fallish cover too, so, but it goes through each season. Like, it'll start from winter and it'll go all the way till winter the next year. So there's spring in there, right? Right. It would not be a spring summer video for me if I don't talk about Kasie West. Kasie West is another kind of quintessential YA contemporary author for me. This one is about a girl that wins the lottery and she falls in like this guy, and it's just adorable, sweet, sugary, cotton candy. Put all the freaking descriptive cute words you want in there. You will have this book. Kasie West, you can't do wrong with the Kasie West book in the spring and summer in my opinion. She just writes like all those things I just said. To a T. And the last YA book I want to talk about, like I said, I have a few adult books, is Eliza and Her Monsters by Francesa Zappia. I really love this book. It's got a ton of hype last year with good reason. This follows our main character Eliza, who has created this web comic called Monstrous Sea, and it's really, really huge. Like, it's a she has millions and millions of followers, and she keeps her identity a secret. And then at school she meets a guy who is Monstrous Sea's biggest fan fiction writer. So they fall in a relationship together and things happen from there. This book talks about mental illness and things like that, so it's got important things in it, but it's also a serious type of book, but it's also got a lot of cute and fluffy romance, cute and fluffy moments just in general, so a perfect spring read in my opinion. I read it in spring last year and loved it to pieces. Three books I want to talk about are adult books, and I didn't put a ton of adult books in this video because I am planning to do a couple of adult books recommendations videos here very, very soon, so I don't want to like put all of them in this one video, but a couple of adult books that I think are perfect for spring. The first one is What Alice Forgot by Liane Moriarty. I'm sure if you've heard of Liane Moriarty, you think of Big Little Lies. I recommend this book because it is a little bit of a lighter take on one of her books. In this book, we follow our character Alice, who is a 30-something woman, I want to say, and basically one day she falls and hits her head and she has amnesia. She can't remember a lot of her life. She's getting divorced from the husband that she loves so much. She has 2 kids she doesn't remember, so this whole book is basically about her trying to piece together what happened, what has made her so different in these past 5 years that she can't remember. So it does deal with, like, you know, serious things as amnesia and things like that, but it's also a very lighthearted and fun book, so I would definitely recommend it. Like I said, this is probably the most lighthearted one of Liane Moriarty's books, so I enjoyed a ton. The next is Young Jane Young by Gabrielle Zevin. Another book I've been talking a ton about because I love it so much. Our main character who has an affair with a married man, a married congressman, and she takes the fall for it, and it's basically about her starting off her life again, and that does sound serious, like I said, but it takes a much lighthearted tone. You have 5 different points of view in this book. It's told very, very funny, very, very witty. Love this book. And the last book I want to recommend is Surprise Me by Sophie Kinsella. This is her most recent release, and while I didn't love it, I would recommend it just because Sophie Kinsella books make me laugh, bottom line. I always recommend her audiobooks. They're just hilarious and fun to listen to. So this is basically about a couple that's been together for 10 years, and they learn that they're going to be together for like 50 more years, and they just freak out, which is so ridiculous, but it is what it is, and they surprise each other and things like that. With this book, I'd say the first half is definitely the worst half, but the second half really picks up, and it's really much more funny, and you really get to embrace your main character. So just know the first half, not so great, but I would recommend it because, like I said, funny. Listen to her books. So there you have my spring book recommendations. I know I probably went very, very fast because there is a lot of them. As always, you guys know, contemporary and literary fiction is my favorite genres ever to read, so it's a lot to narrow down even to How sad is that? But if you've read any of these, if you would recommend any of these, please let me know down in the comments. I would love to hear your opinions. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.